Hello, Dr. Council. This is my final homework reflection for LDRS 1015. I want to be discussing my overall ratings of this class and answer various questions that are given to me to reflect about, and about my experiences specifically this semester. First, it asks, if I were asked in an interview, basically, tell me what you learned about LDRS 1015 and how I would respond to it. Well, I would say my leadership philosophy has first changed a lot this semester due to this class. As it evolved, I learned about my true definition of leadership and how it changed from doing the first leadership philosophy paper to the last leadership philosophy paper, which was the final one. I learned about my true definition, which basically I said it was a leader is someone who creates a culture for their followers and to be heard and accepted. They are someone who does not follow the status quo and are determined to reach their goals no matter what they face in life, and what they really won't let anything get in their way. In addition, a leader shows true leadership skills as they create community who encourages others to push others to be the best versions of themselves because of their true passions for success in life. I learned by reading various chapters as well of the book Introduction to Leadership Concepts by Practice by Peter G. Nordhaus that leadership is a trait that is inherited, an ability that could be acquired, a skill to accomplish tasks effectively, a behavior on how they act towards others. It is a relationship through communication, and how you can influence people, and it is a process to meet a common goal. I learned that the skills that you gain help you influence others, and when you do this, it becomes an integral part of showing great success as a leader in life. My overall evolution of my leadership philosophy also was aided by learning the 7 C's, and I believe now that leadership is collaborative, values-based, and has community involvement, and that it impacts change. Learning about these helped me understand the true meaning that the social change model, and how they all are correlated together. I strongly believe now, because of the teachings of LDRS 1015, that the social change model combines 3 dimensions with an end goal to create positive change socially within our society. Overall, I would say I learned a lot more than just the general idea of what leadership is. I learned how, as a leader, I can truly make an impact not just at Virginia Tech, but in the future in the real world, thanks to LDRS 1015. Next, I'm going to reflect on what I liked and disliked about the class. For the parts I liked, I enjoyed the formats of the lectures, but I do wish that there was more of a discussion or live version of the class, so we can actually discuss topics we learn once a week with others. This would help me see not just the perspective from you, Dr. Council, but it would let me see other students' perspectives as well, of the material we're learning as we go. Next, I liked how there was a variety of assignment types we had to do. Sometimes writing a paper, and a paper after paper after paper is a lot. But I liked how there were times when we had to submit a paper, or times we had to submit a video to show the work that we've learned. I thought it was really a creative aspect for this class. I also liked that I liked your written instructions and rubrics you provided for every assignment. In my opinion, especially with the way that online classes are being moved on because of COVID-19. Some online classes have professors that have a hard time communicating their expectations of what they want us to give them and submit for every assignment. But I really liked how clear and precise your instructions were for every assignment, and that I was able to see what you wanted and what your vision was for every assignment that I had to submit. But I really, next, one thing I wish maybe instead of exams would be to do weekly quizzes, or just make the exams a little bit longer, or provide a sense of guidance on how to study for the exam. I heard maybe in previous classes, or maybe it was just like the in-person ones, I'm not sure if this completely was a thing or not, but there was quizzes, and it made their learning a little bit easier based on what a friend told me, because she explained that like every single topic was split up, and it was a little bit easier to just learn and evaluate their knowledge topic at a time versus doing it all in one exam or one period of time. I just felt like when taking the exam, the material wasn't completely equally split up, and that I had limited room for error since there was less questions being asked. But overall, I did like the format of your class, and I would 100% recommend it to other students. Next, I'm going to reflect on pieces of information I wish were covered in this class after looking it through all of the modules. And after looking through all the modules, one big thing that stood out to me that I wish I was able to learn from your class was I wish we covered more in detail of leadership for students entering the workforce after college, just to make it more relevant to us, more about how we could rise up as leaders starting from the bottom up in an entry-level full-time job, or just maybe having us analyze a piece of the module that we did learn and analyzing it in that perspective. More about how we could rise up as leaders starting from the bottom up, and I believe that it is us students, if we were able to research and learn this, I think it would be a really big gain for us. A lot of us will be entering the job force in the workforce or going to the real world soon, and bringing in this to our discussion would be a really great topic and eye-opener because of the relevancy in our lives as college students. And now that I'm in the end of the semester and entering my senior year, I want to reflect on what I know I would communicate to future students who want to take LDRS 1015 entering maybe their freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, or even senior year. First, I would 100% tell them if they are an upperclassman, especially from an upperclassman perspective, going in and taking this class, and I'm taking 3,000, 4,000 level classes, thinking that maybe the 1,000 level class would be a little bit simpler to do since it is a lower level class. First, I would 100% tell them that if they are an upperclassman thinking it may be simpler, that it basically, it still was a class that did require a lot from me. For me personally, this class is definitely one of the classes I had to put a lot more effort in and time in, that it was more than just learning about leadership at the surface level. It was diving deeper and requiring more levels of analysis, which does require a lot of time. Next, I would explain the time management is key for this class because the assignments do take a lot longer than they seem, and in order to submit the best quality of work, it's best to start earlier on these assignments and get the ball rolling, especially in the papers and the videos. As well, I would explain that there is, though, a lot of resources and opportunities to succeed in this class, and there is a lot of opportunities to recover if you didn't do well on something, or if you need to show the way that you know something in the next thing, in the next assignment, I mean. I would basically explain that there's plenty of resources and that there's a lot of extra credit opportunities as well in multiple formats of assignments other than exams if you aren't the best test taker. Lastly, the next question was, I have heard people, it asked me to respond to this type of question. I have heard people say you can't learn leadership online, and it asked me if I agree with this statement. And at first, before taking this class, I would definitely agree, believing that you couldn't learn leadership online because I believe that you have to really practice it and do it. But if I didn't take this class, I wouldn't believe it, that you could just learn it through lectures and assignments, and that it would help me evolve in my leadership philosophy. But now, after taking LDRS 1015, I personally do agree with it. I believe that you can learn leadership online now after taking this class because Dr. Counsel's format of his online lectures and assignments he required us to do, it is because of that. And the way he asked us to analyze different topics every week really made me think in ways I never thought before in my career of college, especially in an online format of class. And I've taken a bunch of online classes before, especially now after COVID-19. But previous to COVID-19, I have taken a lot of online classes, and it felt like I didn't really get to do a deeper level of learning and analyzing on certain assignments because of the lack of communication sometimes. But I believe that in order to learn about leadership, you need to first understand the fundamentals and then some. And the way that Dr. Counsel asked us to analyze different topics every week really made me think in ways I never thought before. It is important to understand and analyze basically the key points of leadership and how to lead others in order to become a successful leader. And that it doesn't always happen naturally without some research and analyzing. So I believe this online format is totally suitable to learn leadership online. So in the end of this, I'm reaching the end of this video, and I really do believe that LDRS 1015 has shaped who I am as a leader just in one semester. It is really crazy to think about how much my leadership philosophy has changed, but I am thankful and very happy for it. And that I was able to learn so much through this kind of platform of learning. And Dr. Counsel, I know you're watching this, I just wanted to thank you for a great semester, and I can 100% say that this is by far one of the best classes I have taken online, and I've taken because I just truly felt like I learned something and that it will help me towards my future in the real world. All right, now, this is Meredith Robbins, signing off from LDRS 1015 for the last time. Thank you so much for watching my video.